What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Rossel, and we have more Watcher of Realms here for you. We are currently in Season 4 of Guild Wars, Episode 2. Episode 1 was a huge success. We ended up going against Dragon Slayers number 2, and we beat them pretty soundly, so yay for us. This time, we are up against MyLittleGuild, which was number 3 last season. And as a rank finish of number 3, let me just show you. We're getting stomped, guys. We're getting our asses kicked, but that's okay. Our efforts, our coordination has been a lot more consistent. It's been a lot stronger, so we're really happy about that. And again, putting up a performance like this against the number 3 guild from last season, that's pretty huge. Before we get into it, let me discuss a little bit about what happened. Last time I had mentioned my personal life is getting a bit busier, as some of you know, and at least if you're on Discord, if you know, my wife is currently very pregnant with twins, and they are almost here. So we had a little bit of a scare where she ended up going into the hospital. She's fine, but you know, we were worried about her blood pressure and things like that. So while she was there, she ended up having to stay overnight, and so I drove out separately. And in my car, actually, the starter just decided to die while we were there. So my car is currently still waiting to be removed from the parking garage and brought over to get service. So. Just a little bit about my personal life here, and to expand on that, things are getting busier comment. I just started my new job, so that's definitely keeping me occupied. I do DevSecOps or senior infrastructure engineering, so lots of very, very technical work. It is I don't know how much I can actually say. Okay, first attack here. We have a Ghan team, a whole Chaos team actually, with Maul as support. And I have my Maul here. We are breaking him out of the box again. And it's a good thing I checked, because he is affiliated to the wrong guy. Oop. Oh man. Moonton, if we could get some quality of life going on here, that'd be great. Let's go ahead and re-affiliate him to the correct dude. Get some extra battle power while we're at it. Holy crap. And they're all affiliated to the wrong tunes, aren't they? Quick Affiliate's gonna need some work too, Moonton, if you guys are listening. Anyone listening? No, I know there's a couple of you that love me out there. Let's grab him, and then, lastly, our dogs. Everyone loves the dogs. Right? Okay. Save settings, 707, damn. This is why you guys gotta check out my gear affiliation video, and make sure to pump up your numbers. Excuse me, the game plan here is to send in Maul. That's pretty much it. Send in Maul because there is no undying here. He will use his super nuke attack to take out Ghan and then just keep on walking his ass forward. That's assuming he doesn't die. So we have 2 sets of support. We have the Fool and we have the healers. As long as they can outpace the damage coming in, Maul has, what is his timer here? Let me load that up real quick. To refamiliarize myself, the Havoc Impale. Is this the one? Is this the right one? Impalement? No, I think it's the Impalement, and is it? I don't know. Whichever one it is, it doesn't actually give us the timer, so I think it's like 40 seconds or something, maybe it's a minute. But we're gonna toss Maw in and support him as best we can. Then once this is cleared out, send in the flyers and send in the dogs and just bring it on home. So let's go ahead and do just that. Kind of surprised to see one of the biggest guilds here having such a small team, 444 BP. I know that Sargak here, he has a tendency of having a really low BP, and Maul doesn't really go that high, and then Carnelian, of course. So that might be part of the problem here. But you know, problem is a bit subjective, right? Like, I'm sure they do just fine. No one in my guild has actually attacked this team yet, so we are getting our first glimpse of what this is going to be like.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Like, why? Seriously, what was that? Moonton, why? Why would the fool shield the healer? I mean, I guess it's my fault for actually dropping the healer in the first place, but, you know, I kind of assumed that the fool would actually prioritize the guy who was getting his ass beat. This mouse is driving me nuts too. But yeah, we're going to try and recover as best we can here. Okay. Oh, we actually did get a... Okay, so... I might have made a mistake by summoning the fool, but we're going to see if we can't get it anyway. Oh, we got one more. Okay. That could have been worse. That could have been a lot worse. So I'm glad we were able to make some kind of recovery there. I might come back in for the revenge hit, but 2 points is still something, so I'll take it. All right, next up is the team that Destin put out. One of the supposed best new defenses with the new tower. I don't necessarily blame them because it looks like a pain in the ass. So we are going to try his strategy pretty much verbatim because I would usually like send in the claws or something just to take down Torodor as quick as possible. Dahlia is probably going to put a wrinkle in that. It's late in the day, so I don't have a lot of time to wait for people to set up this defense to try new stuff to my heart's content. So we're just going to load in with Destin's strategy and see how that goes. Of course, we have really high affiliations, so I do have a lot of good feelings with this one, but, you know, I've spoken plenty of things that have come back to bite me in the ass before. So basically, we are waiting for Arrogance to trigger his ult, or at least get close to it. Again, I said pretty much verbatim, so we are going to wait for him to trigger it. And there it is. And we are going to send in some bugs to trigger Hatssut. And in the meantime, we're going to build up some cost. And that might be a bit close. I don't remember exactly, so bear with me. But I think they are going to be fine here. The bugs have to be strong enough to survive long enough to trigger Hattsut's ult. There we go. And then, yeah, right behind them, the legendary flyers just stroll on in. And there's the Arrogance down, there's Lili down, and there's Dahlia down. And we have our cost, so this is actually going better than it was for him. Probably because of the ridiculous Lego flyers that I've got. So Knight. I don't use these guys a whole lot. So I do have to familiarize myself with them because they're popping up in a lot of strategies. But against this team, they're doing pretty well. I know they're tanky and they are strong offensively, but they don't like excel against anything. But it seems like they're doing pretty well here, so I'm very happy about that. Looks like Hattsut can't kill anybody, but we've got dogs anyway, because why not? Why not let them race against the guys who are already there? And there's another W. Perfect. So that strategy does seem to work like a charm, but again, there was a pretty huge BP disparity, so keep that in mind if you're trying it for yourself. And here we have pretty much the exact same team, except this time with Carnelian. So we're gonna, again, this is late in the last day, the second day here, so there's no like restrictions against, you know, using particular strategies a certain number of times. You know, like we want to crack everything and then get as many points as possible. So I am going to go in and see if we can't get another W here and help my guildies push for more points, because it's looking like we're probably going to lose this war, but the more points we have, the better our ranking's going to be. So again, we're waiting for Arrogance. Let him load up his ult. And we'll actually get to see a bit of a comparison as to whether Lili or Carnelian is better. I suspect Carnelian is going to be better because she's putting these orbs on everybody, right? So she is putting out a lot more invulnerability. Just a little bit longer here. And there we set down our legendary flyers. Go ahead and trigger Hatssut. Just barely. A little note here. These bugs have to be really high affiliated as well. Really high level, really high affiliate. These are the second affiliation here. So they're tied to my Uridin, my 110k Uridin. So just keep that in mind, right? You can't just slap them at the end of the affiliation order and send them in, because it looks like they'll probably die before triggering Hatssut. And that's their whole purpose here, is to trigger Hatssut. So just make sure that they do not skimp. And it looks like, yeah, we're having a lot harder time surviving this. So I'm a little bit concerned, but all we have to do is sneak them through, right? Even just one would be great. Yeah. Kill Arrogance, maybe? Come on. Come on. Kill Arrogance. That's all I need. Okay. And Carnelian would actually, yes, be lovely. So, how do we want to approach this here? Because Hatssut is still up. Dahlia has not been touched. And there's not a lot of time left on the clock, so I think we're just going with the Knights of Destruction again. And between them and the axes, we should crack through. Oh, looks like Carnelian's gone. So we're good there. So we are running really low on time, but I think we'll be okay as long as we can trigger the Hatssut ult. Yes. And of course these guys are still alive, so that certainly helps. But let's go ahead and get them moving. Oh, that was scary. But there it is. There's the win. So again, keep in mind, you know, this is a really solid strategy to use against these guys, but don't expect an auto win. The stronger the team that you're going up against, and especially if they have a Carnelian, it looks like that could be a challenge. So yeah, just don't underestimate. Okay, so next attack here, we've got another Ghan team, and I am cracking my boy Maul out of the box once again. There's a lot less damage coming in, so we should be a little bit better off this time. And I didn't bring the healer. I might end up regretting that, but he ended up screwing us over in the first attack, so I probably won't. But yeah, there's a lot less damage, so Maul should be a little bit better off this time anyway. There's Lili here to keep Ghan from being killed off, and I don't know how that interaction is going to go, but I do have these Knights of Destruction who are also quite tanky and capable of hitting really hard too. And then, of course, there are the flyers for cleanup, or God forbid I have to sneak them across the line, and then dogs to clean up. So, let's go ahead and get that W. We are dropping Maul in the second we hit that 10 cost. Ardea is scary. She's always scary. But But she doesn't have Sargak to back her up. And of course, she doesn't have Silas, the Maw killer. So, I'm nervous. Anytime I start off a war video with a failed attack, I'm nervous. But I think we can get it. We can at least pivot if we have to. Question is whether or not we can crack through that Ghan. Don't make me regret this. Sending in another fool. There's Lili for that protection. So the question is, can we make it to another Impale? Or I guess, do we even have to? We definitely can't make it to another Impale. So here's the thing. How do we pivot? Because he's getting destroyed. Kind of want to send in the dogs, but that's not going to work. So, and of course Marri here has her ult ready to go. There's no avoiding that. So I think we just send in the flyers and hope that they can accomplish something. Because the only two that can hit are Ajax and Marri. So if we can get something done there, then at least there's that. But it looks like we are having a bit of a problem. Yep, okay. So, this one's going to be a loss. Again, Maw, one of my favorite toys, but he definitely has trouble getting the job done. I need to handle our next war a little bit earlier because I'm already out of gas and the ideas are not coming to me. But we will be getting back into the swing of things. Do not worry. All right, next attack here. We have an interesting comp. All piercers, so it's very, very anti-air, airborne unit team, and this is of course so there's no healer here, but they've got pretty much all the bases covered, and they've got the bases covered so well. I watched one of my guildie's previous attempts here, and Regulus isn't even wearing a bastion ring, so he only has 3 block, and of course that doesn't really matter because you're not going to get dogs past So I think the game plan here is to trigger the ults with the dogs here. So we'll get all the ults and we'll drain them. There's no healer again. So then we'll send in one of these tanks to absorb as much as we can, including some of these crystals. Then we're going to send in the claws or the axes. It's really going to be a game time decision to go in there and hammer on Regulus, preferably to trigger him, to trigger his passive. Then, of course, we'll... I don't know. Then, of course, we will we'll toss in another tank and then some axes again if we need to. If Regulus is gone, or if he's close enough to death, we'll trigger the ults again with somebody and then send in the legendary flyers. Because they can, if they're not occupied with this tank, they can just go ahead and clean up shop here. But yeah. Let's see how this goes, because it's going to be a very interesting attack at the very least. So, first, right off the bat, send in the dogs. We want them to get as far as possible and trigger the ults, as all of them. We want all the ults triggered. And I'm actually a little scared that we won't be able to. Okay, we didn't get Nyx's ult. I didn't have the dogs affiliated high enough. That could be a problem. That could be a big problem. We're gonna hope it's not. Because she is more of an AoE kind of girl, but that's kind of the point. So we may end up sending in these axes instead of the claws because they are much tankier.
The bloodlust of vampires can be a force for good. Who deserves my justice?
Okay.
Never underestimate a smell the blood of evildoers.
I don't remember speeds off the top of my head,
Can be a force for good.
but we're gonna give them a hot second.
Who deserves my justice? The bloodlust of vampires.
I think
can
now
be
is
a
good.
force for good.
And the question is, do we need to send anything else in?
Who deserves my justice?
We really need to make this decision soon is the thing. But I think we want to give them the possibility of triggering Regulus, yes.
The bloodlust of vampires.
Triggering
can be a
Regulus,
force for good.
and... Okay. And then triggering Silas's ult here. Because that way, we can basically repeat the process. I hope I didn't send him in too soon, but we don't have a lot of time left. Looks like we might be okay.
Who deserves my justice? The bloodlust of vampires can be a force for good.
More prey for the feast.
And now we just need to crack through. Okay. Oh, that was scary. This whole war has been scary, man. Of course, we're not out of the woods yet. We have to actually get the kill on Silas.
Shadows can't hide.
There we go. And I don't think we actually have enough time with all these ice crystals. So, yeah, I should have brought in dogs. I can't believe it. They might have actually died. So, I don't know. We might come in for a revenge. I'll have to go back over the replay and see what else we could have done here. And it might be as simple as bringing in stronger rare dogs. So let's find out. Okay, so we're going to run this one back here, and it looks like, of course, stronger dogs would help to get Nyx's ult triggered as well. But the big thing is that the claws were pretty much useless. And I know that I was making the game time decision, and I was wondering whether or not to use them or the axes. After looking it over, I think the axes are definitely the way to go, so we just took the claws out. So that means that we have a slot for these epic flyers. They're decently fast, and they can fly right over the ice crystals. So the idea here is to trigger all the ults a little bit better so that we can maybe clear this out a little bit faster, and then send in these guys to just fly right on through. So that's the plan. Let's see if we can make it happen. This team is really, really strong, so that's certainly not helping. It looks like the dogs are holding up a bit better. That certainly helps.
Shadows can't hide you.
There's everyone's ults. Okay. And this seems to be an A5 Regulus as well, by the way, because he did that big ol' heal after his passive, which is annoying. Certainly. So let's speed up time just a little bit here. And really know when I want to drop these guys, because they're a lot faster than the frozen shield, but that should be good. Just doing a little thinking there.
Indestructible.
Okay, so there is Regulus.
Shadows can't hide you.
Now we'll get the Silas ult, and it looks like we're going to end up staggering ults anyway.
You better be quick.
Again, I think I might have dropped him a bit too soon.
Let my curse work in our favor. For our loved ones, we never falter. Our enemies will know darkness as I do.
Go. Go, my children.
More prey.
For our loved ones, we never falter.
Oh no.
Let
This did not work out how we wanted at all. It's always the risk.
You better be quick.
Yeah, there's no winning this.
Shadows can't hide.
That's unfortunate.
You better be quick. You better be quick.
So, that tells me that there was some RNG at play, certainly. Probably with the ice crystals from I. But, yeah. That one... I think, if I can, I'll have someone set it up. Because that one looks like it'll be fun to try and crack in the off time. Alright. We are pretty low on targets here, so what I'm going to do is go back over these nightmare defenses here and try and get some more W's, because I don't want to waste the attempts not getting points for the guild. So... I don't remember how to do this. Let me try and think real quick here. We, I think we send them in immediately. Oh, right, no. We wait for the Arrogance ult. Then we send them in. Don't worry, it's all coming back to me here. Just don't want to have a brain fart live on camera. Which, let's be honest, that's definitely going to happen. So, there is our Arrogance ult. And I was supposed to send them back here, wasn't I? That could be a problem. But it might also be fine. Fingers crossed that it is fine. Jesus, are you kidding me? They were my second affiliation again, and they still didn't trigger the ult? That is just not cool. Alright, well, what do? We recover. Or at least we try to. Problem is, this Arrogance ult is going to bust the living shit out of us.
You dare think you can resist me? I am your boss. Will no pain at see me and despair. A red of blood, see me and despair. My flames melt bone. My hordes tear. I am your punishment. Fear me. See me and despair. See me and despair.
This is a problem. Yeah, this one is definitely going to be a loss. Bit ironic, considering... But, oh man, with the Arrogance ult too? Holy crap. Man, I can feel the luck draining from my body. just gonna be one of those days, I guess. We'll try again. Well, not again. We'll try on the weaker team here, and hopefully we can get that W. Okay, last attack. Same team. We are trying the same strategy. We just need these. I think they're called lizard flies. We need them to manage to get past just long enough to trigger the Hatssut ult. That was some really unfortunate luck on the last attack. I'm definitely eager to not have a repeat. Let's go ahead and get Arrogance on the road. Let's launch the lizard fly where he's supposed to be coming from. Not that I think that was the problem, but you know, every little bit adds up. Get ourselves to 10. And here's hoping. There. Jeez, even that was tight. This is a ridiculous team. This is going to be something to keep in mind. Yeah, maybe it was RNG that gave us the problem that we were having on the last team. Just a lot of data to pour over from this war. But at least we can end it with a W. So, always happy to get one of those. And there you have it. Thank you for joining us here, episode 2, the second battle of season 4. Bit of a difficult one, definitely not gonna lie about that. But against the top 3 or top 3rd guild from last season, this is definitely a great showing. I do not want to downplay that at all. We did really well, and I'm very pleased about that. So be sure to leave a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. That really helps the channel, and I appreciate that a ton. All of the interaction is it's really fun for me. So yeah, more comments and everything, please. You tell me how stupid my hair is. And be sure to join the Celestials Discord, discord.gg. My memory's going. It's always a long day, man. discord.gg/CLSGG. I'm there all the time. I'm currently discussing my summons, my ancient summons, which will definitely be posted before this goes live, so be sure to check that out. And stay tuned for all of the fun stuff we've got coming up. Additional GVG Season 4 videos, some more accessible comps for Gear Dungeons 1 and 2, and then I'll finally be able to take a look at Epilogue, so all of that should be coming as soon as I can stop getting my ass handed to me. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining us, and I will see you in the next one.